Hey folks, welcome to my new project. Just picked this bad boy up. I had to drive 2 hours to pick it up. That's why you hear all the trucks in the background. I thought I'd pull over and introduce it to you guys before I get home in my dark garage. 400 bucks Canadian. Not a bad deal considering I believe Home Depot is selling these for around $4,500 Canadian. It isn't without its issues. The electric park brake release has a mind of its own. It has two flat tires in the front, and he said that this is just how he used it. He said he never put air in them. They came off the beads, and he just drove it as is. So I'm going to have to fix that. What else? He replaced the chute with a piece of a recycling bin, which honestly I don't mind. I prefer a mulch anyway. But man, look at the condition of this thing. It's dusty, but barely used. There's no hour meter, but he thinks there's about 40 or 50 hours on it. Seat's in good shape, stored mostly indoors. Pretty stoked. Quick look at the engine's a good indicator of how unused this thing is. So anyway, let's get it home. We'll wipe it down, and we'll see what it all needs. All right, we made it back home, and one of the problems that I know about is this gear. It's controlled with an electric motor, and it's acting up. That's one of the known problems with this thing. And because it's stuck on, or engaged, I can't just roll this off the trailer. So I'm going to winch it up, and then all right, got her in the garage, parked next to all the other abandoned projects and junk. First things first, need to deal with these tires. I ordered some no flats off of Amazon. They should be arriving today. Beyond that, the ignition switch completely hogged out. The previous owner used a flathead screwdriver and was proud of it. So we'll address that. All right, front wheels are off. Let's take a look at this air filter here. Oh boy. Well, it's doing its job at least. The butterfly looks nice and clean. And the air filter itself actually doesn't look too bad. Well, look what just showed up. Oh man. Some new boots. Worth noting, this is a one size fits most type of situation here. They also come with all these shims, bushings. These are 3/4 and that's 5/8. So you could pop those out and hammer those in. Or rather than hammering out the bushings, I'm just rubbing the spacer out of the stock wheels here. Pretty good fit, I must say. Can't complain about that. Oh, it's egg-shaped. Hopefully that's not a big deal. I'm in the middle of cleaning here. It's looking pretty decent, except I've got a bit of some oil seepage on this side. Fuel pump's still attached over here, so I can't go too far with it. Good enough for a peek. Hard to say. A little bit seeping from the valve cover. Nothing really to be worried about. I'm just going to clean it up and keep an eye on it. Low hours it may be, I'm not sure I believe the guy when he says it was stored indoors, just by looking at this flywheel. Well, I just got done digging a nest out of here. So my guess is this side's been running a bit hot, which is probably the reason why it's the side that's weeping oil. So I got it all dug out of there.
Wiped up a bunch of the sludge, and for now I'm just going to put some fresh oil in it and keep an eye on it. The engine runs, so there's no sense in doing anything other than just monitoring it for a little while. Got my new ignition switch plugged in there. It's just plug and play, nothing special about it. And then I went to cycle the key to see if the park brake module would do its thing, and it didn't. And I checked the voltage on the battery, and I'm at 8 volts. So I jumped it, and everything worked perfectly fine. So I'm wondering if his park brake motor issue was just due to the voltage being so low. I'm gonna put a new battery in this, I have to anyway. In the meantime, I've got a fuel filter, an air filter, and an oil filter. I'm going to do some basic service on this thing. Well, I could have swore I had that thing lined up perfectly. Guess not. Looks like I caught about 1 liter, which means about half of it's on the floor, half of it's in the jug. All right, now that I've pretty well gone through this thing, we're gonna bring it up to the cottage and take it for its maiden mow. I did look up the serial number. It's looking like this is either a 2012 or a 2013, so give or take 10 years old. But overall, if you look at the frame, there's no rust. It's a little dusty still, a little goopy, but by my standards, this thing is practically brand new. Now regarding the park brake module, I put a new key and a new battery, and I cleaned off the grounds, and there's no more issue. So I'm not sure if there was ever an issue on this particular mower. I left the arms off anyway. I might put them back on once I get to the cottage. I figure if I leave them off, it'll just be easier to roll around.
Well, there you have it, folks. She's all cleaned up, runs like a top. It rained the whole way up here, and it's still fired up this morning, despite it being absolutely soaking wet. Honestly, though, I think the rain cleaned it up just a little bit. Not bad for $400 Canadian, I don't think. I saw one on Marketplace just yesterday for $2,500. It would be an awesome unit to flip, but that's not my intention. I'm going to use this girl to cut my grass. I did end up leaving the park brake rods off. I just don't really see the point. It's totally flat up here. Even if you stop on a hill, you'd never get off. Doesn't make any sense why you would do that. And you don't need a park brake when you're in the shed. So I'm leaving them off. The module's still there. All the safeties are still intact. That's really the important bit, is if you fall off, that everything shuts down. There we go. Not too bad. Got a little mosquito trap there. Otherwise, not bad, man. Not bad for 400 bucks. All right, folks, that's it for now. Not much else to say about this unit. I'm going to cut some grass. You guys have yourself a great day.